Hello, lovelies. So, today I have a very different, yes, I say that a lot, different video for you guys today. So, as a writer, I have lots of stories in my head that want to be written. And you're probably not going to see them for a long, long time, like 20 years down the road, because I have so many. I keep getting ideas for stories. You should see my computer, like the place, my computer's notes, like just filled row after row after row after row with like stories. You can keep scrolling, more ideas. It's a hot mess, much like me. There are some stories that are going to be out into the world sooner rather than later. And I thought it'd be fun if I could tell you guys what some of those stories are, give you a vague idea of what they're about, so you guys know what to expect me to publish in future. What I'm going to let loose upon this glorious world and make it even more glorious, sir. But I hope you like these ideas, and I hope you can look forward to them, even though you won't probably see them for a while. But they're running in my brain, so I'm probably going to write these sooner than later, unless I get some ideas that replace it, or some of my old story ideas become cooler than the story ideas I have right now. So I have a list. Well, you can't see what's written on it because, I need a teleprompter sometimes. And let's get into this.
There is a fifth dimension,
beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as the multiverse and as full of books as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between writer and reader, between reality and insanity, and it lies between the wonders of one's dreams and the summit of one's knowledge. This is the dimension of fangirls and imagination. It is an area I call the bookish Twilight Zone. Hello, I'm Sarah Twilight. On this channel, I'll show you what to read and how to write. Okay. So first we got the thing that I'm working on now, my debut.
Yes, I'm saying that again with a T because I know it bothers some of you individuals.
My debut novel. And I'm not going to tell you really what it's about, but it is literally the perfect debut novel for me. It is kind of a genre bender, and it incorporates so many of the things I love that I think it's going to be the perfect way to start off my official author career. So you guys have a lot to look forward to this one. I'm working on it. I probably won't have it published this year, but that's because I want to make it perfect for you guys, and I shall give you nothing less than my version of perfection. Yeah. Anyway, something else that I'm working on, not really working on, but I put a big pause on it, is a trilogy. It is not only a trilogy, it is a dystopian trilogy. Never seen one of those before, right? But I actually started the first one and got like halfway through it. Then I got the idea from Matt, and I decided to make that my debut novel. And so I put that on pause, and one day I'm going to go back and revise a bunch of it and then write the rest of it and then write the other books. It's going to be really cool. It's going to have some stereotypical dystopian genre tropes, but it's also going to add some new twists to it. I think it would be cool if it could bring back the dystopian era we were in recently. It's kind of done now. It's all like fantasy. That's like what the reader's into these days. But it'd be cool to bring some new concepts back because a lot's happened in the world. And the thing with dystopias is they're usually commentary. Like the good dystopias are commentary on like stuff that's going on around us. So, commentary on political issues or human issues. Just it'd be really cool to see what dystopias could be written about, based on today's problems. Anyway, I also have my NaNoWriMo novel that I was working on and didn't finish, but I think you guys are gonna like it. It was actually, the root of the idea was an Avengers fanfic, like next gen, but I completely changed it like a lot. Like it's almost unrecognizable except for like this one like little factor. And it's now like an epic fantasy kind of thing. And it's really cool. It deals with toxic family dynamics. It deals with grief and vengeance. It's going to be really cool. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. I am quite proud of it. It's probably going to be the first like fantasy you see me write. And so you get to see like how I really go into world building. The next one is, I'm going to call it Crown. Crown is, I really want to write this soon because I love the themes that are in this book. And it's going to be a fantasy too. It's going to have some steampunk elements, like Victorian era, like not really medieval, but like kind of more steampunkish, like Renaissance-y, Victorian, something like that. Because I like to, when I write fantasy, I try to stray away from the typical medieval fantasy because a lot of the times that's actually not really accurate. And so I know, like, I don't read fantasy books for them to be accurate, but I do like it when it's like founded on basic like world principles and history principles of our world, unless the writer is really good and can like stray from that. Medieval fantasy is just turned into kind of a cliche. I still enjoy reading it. It's just when I write it, I try to stray away from that. If you write medieval fantasy, I'm not shaming you in the least. Keep doing what you're doing. I just like to be a little different. The next one is a more recent idea. It is a historical romance. Yes, girl. I'm not even sure if I have the same passion for it as I do, because I had another idea that I'm going to make into, I think, a webtoon, maybe. But this one is a really cool idea. It is set in Japan, and I think it'd be really cool. I love studying Asian history. I just find it really fascinating because I didn't grow up learning too much about Asian history. I only learned a little bit. We are more in school. We're more focused in like learning, especially if you're in America. You're more focused on learning European history and American history, which is fine and dandy. Like learning Western history because that has a huge effect on our society today. But it's just really cool to learn about Asian history because it feels like a whole fantasy world that I'm learning about, if you get what I mean. It's just an interest of mine, and I think this would be a really cool historical fantasy. And I think you guys would be intrigued, and I would be able to teach y'all a lot about what that time period in Japan was like. Oh, this next is a series that I really want to write, and it is an epic fantasy series. And it's amazing. I love it. It has found family, though most of my books do have found family in them. But this one like has like the cool like found family. You know how like Six of Crows is like the iconic individuals, like those the cast of characters, they're like a small group, they're all super different from each other, but they're all like a family. That's going to be this, except they're not going to do a heist.
Maybe they might do a heist.
That'd be a cool idea. It's a really good idea. I love the world. It kind of has the world gives me like a League of Legends world kind of vibe, you know? That's where I got a lot of the idea from. I think you guys would like it. I'm going to say that a lot because you probably will. If you're into like vast epic fantasy with lots of magic and dragons and prophecies and wizards and mages and goddesses and all that kind of stuff, you're going to love this. And some amazing, unique characters. I cannot wait to write this one day. It's going to be amazing when it comes out. Trust me, it's going to probably be like 5 books. You know, it's like one of those series. It's not going to be a trilogy, but I think you guys it'd be worth reading 5 books to get the whole story for this because it is fantastic. I hope I can deliver on all my promises on this series because it's going to be epic. I need to stop with this one now. The next one is also a fantasy. It is a duology, and I call it, for you guys, I call it The Cloud Sea. And I actually have a Pinterest board on it. So if you see a Pinterest board of mine that says Cloud Sea, that's it. And I got the idea from the dream I had that involved Jack Sparrow. And I was like, I should make a story out of that. Or like, you know, grow on that idea because it had some really cool.
It is. Jack Sparrow was like briefly involved and stuff, by the way.
I'm like, I should make it medieval fantasy, but why not like pirate themed? Why not on the ocean? Wink, 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 wink. It's going to be really cool. I love the like internal conflict for these two characters. Like, it's super rich and conflicted, all those adjectives. Next is a contemporary, and I call it the K-pop book because it does have like a story in the K-pop world. And I know a bunch of you are probably not going to be like too interested in that idea. Again, the hero's internal conflict, like those two characters, like it's going to play with some interesting dynamics and like kind of K-drama-esque stuff. I feel like some of you might want to give it a chance. Who knows? Maybe you'll read it just because you like little old me. I hope so, because it's really cool. But I want to wait on writing that until I actually go to Korea, especially since a lot of it is set in South Korea. I think it'd be a good idea if I went there first. Just saying. It's also an excuse to hold me back from writing this book. This next one is, we're going to call it Amusement Park. Basically, I got the idea because one time we were going to Six Flags and my friend was like,
Did you know that there's a simulation of a roller coaster? Well, not a model of a roller coaster that is made to kill you?
That's what I got the idea from, so do with that what you will. I really love the name of this book too. I'm not going to tell you it, but it's really cool. The next and last one I'm going to tell you guys about is Pride and Prejudice retelling, because it's an iconic story that I really want to retell, probably a few times in my writing career. And this one, though, is going to have a twist. It's contemporary and it's set in the world of theater. It's really cool and it's going to be really funny. And us theater kids are going to be like, ah! Us Pride and Prejudice kids are going to be like, ah! My favorite Pride and Prejudice movie is the 2005 one, because it gets to the point of stuff really quickly and it's beautifully done. I really want to watch it with like some of my friends, especially like this one of my guy friends, because he loves that movie. Honestly though, a bunch of my guy friends, I could totally see them having a movie night and watching Pride and Prejudice.
By the way, I'm moving my arms back and forth like this, sort of, for some weird reason. I hope that doesn't mess up the audio. That's why my shoulders are like this. Anyway.
Thank you for clicking on this video and hearing my book ideas. Which one intrigues you the most and why? And have a great year. I know it's the beginning of the year. How's your year been so far? Like, legit, tell me, how's your year been so far? Let's catch up. Let's be friends. Do you need a friend? I'll be your friend. It's really nice to be able to film this. Do you like
my makeup? I like my makeup.
I hope you like these ideas. I hope I can get them out to you within 10 years. Yeah. It's going to be a really cool collection. I think it's really diverse. I really hope that like when I die, people will look on all my books and see like me dabble into like almost every genre. Do it with style, because I like authors who do that. I find it really cool, especially like Axie O does that, and because she's written like futuristic dystopia, contemporary, and fantasy, and I think she's writing another fantasy, and I can't wait till it come out. It's going to come out in 2 years, no, 1 year, 2024, and I can't wait that long. Legit, I can't wait that long. Maybe I can, but anyway, see you next time. Subscribe if you want to see more. And Jesus loves you.